Oyasin mitako ye, Oyasin ma'akarakaba. Breath 3, 6, 9. Breath 3, 6, 9. We're talking grief today, and what is grief, right? What the fuck is grief? Like, is it a feeling? Is it an emotion? Is it something that takes over your world? So, grief is something, the emotional state that one is in after something is being taken from them, right? Using grief as a catalyst for reclaiming our grief to sovereignty. I've been a grief doula, right? A lot of people, first thing you think of grief, you think of death. Death, and it is a death that happens, right? It's a death of the old reality, a death of the old paradigm. If this world is a matrix, right, and the matrix is a set of cultural beliefs, systems, emotional ideas, thoughts, right? If our thoughts are controlled by our emotions or our vibe, the people that control the vibe control the tribe. Raise your vibe, attract your tribe, right? So a grief doula, as a grief doula and an urban shaman, that's what we are. Of our nations, I got 10 nations, 10 heirs. I'm in 135 plus countries. I've been influencing the meta and creating consciousness for over a decade. Author, publisher, motivational speaker, all these titles, right? They're all used to be able to assist us in our grief process, right? Throughout my process, I was being prepared for my grief doulaship. I'm also a birth doula. I birthed and midwife my last two heirs, right? The lineage of our children, right? Why do I give these accolades? I had a judge tell me last month that I'm not a doctor because I'm a shaman and a witch doctor, or I'm a urban shaman. I'm an aboriginal, because they don't respect our intellectual property and our rites of passage. Hey, baby G. Because they don't respect it, they can say things like that. So today, I'm doing a Q&A with myself. I also invited a bunch of people from Facebook, family and friends. We're launching our schools program, schools.com, 99 moments, grief to sovereignty. This is part of the rollout. This video right here is going to be talking about grief, and it's going to be one of our intro videos for those that are signing up to the school. So if you received the link from us asking for you to donate, sign up for schools, that link was to get you to this video so that we could talk grief. We're going to talk grief about how it helps with your evolution process, how it helps with our DNA, how the body keeps score, things of that nature, right? I did a quiz that I'm going to be sharing with people going forward to see what their mindset is, man. It's awesome. And one of the questions, so starseed, spiritual, metaphysical leaders, right? What's the difference between a pimp, pastor, politician, prophet, shaman, chief, gangbanger? What's the difference? And it's their intentions and integrity, right? Those are the only thing that set any of them apart in the capitalist system or in the Zionist system, right? So me being a starseed, a spiritual metaphysical leader, this video, this community I'm questioning the people that's going to be in this community. So by watching this video, if any question resonate with you, we would love to hear your answers right here in the comments, man. Leave your comments here, man. This class is an interactive class. We want you to watch the video, but also engage with the video. Pull up on our YouTubes. Post your YouTube here. Like, which one that you are. Are you a pimp? Are you a pastor? Are you a politician? They all use other people's money. They all use other people's time, right? So even like, there are also people that intercede when people are dealing with grief. Their intentions, integrity, and morals on how they deal with the grief, it sets them apart, right? Because like, to hold space with a shaman, most shamans are tucked off in the woods, right? Like, you gotta travel, you gotta bring an offering in exchange, something that this shaman may or may not need. Yeah, peace on me. So I'm an urban shaman, so I'm in the hood. I'm in the hoods everywhere, from Oakland to Richmond, Virginia. Thank you, crown chakra shit. And we've been holding space for several years. Like I said, we got pushed into it, not knowing that we was becoming a grief doula. How does grief become a portal to sovereignty and higher consciousness, right? One of the things about like I help people heal by reminding them how to feel. Like that's it. Like that's it. You help people heal by reminding them how to feel, and how this grief becomes a portal to sovereignty and higher consciousness. Whenever you're feeling, right, whenever you are receiving vibration, whenever you receive any type of stimulus, positive, negative, or neutral, because trauma is just Manu, don't play with that plate. Put it back. Put it down, please. Manu, put the plate down. So it's something that triggers you to have a traumatic experience or something bad happening to your life. And if you get around friends and y'all hear your favorite song, or you get around people you graduated with and y'all have a tantric moment, it's a stimulating moment, right? So that moment is the portal when our cells and our DNA get activated. I don't know if you ever caught goosebumps. When you have those goosebump moments, that's when your cells is being activated, right? And being able to work with your childhood trauma, being able to communicate your childhood traumas in spaces that is not just safe to be able to trauma dump, but also sacred. Like that's sacred, brave spaces where you can share, and your share is going to spark the call and response. So that call and response is the higher consciousness. When two or more combine in a harmonious manner, a third mastermind is there. 7 ancestors up, 7 ancestors behind. Shout out to Josito Morgano, Dolores Jackson, Renee Morgano, Shabazz, Mona DiPiano Morgano. Shout out to Terry Willis. Shout out to Yusuf Josito Morgano Jr. These are my ancestors, right? These are Auntie Fran and Auntie Lanny. These are the newest ancestors that we have in our vibrational escrow, right? And what we mean by that, big up the Minute Maid Meech. What we mean by that is that whenever energy is passed on to the other side, right, and you get those goosebumps moments and you start sharing stories or things or premonitions of moments that may have been shared with you from your great grandmother, or rituals that's been passed down, these are portals. And these portals happen all the time. So when you're able to, like, when your trauma is being healed, it becomes funny. It becomes something that is not that is a laughing matter, but it becomes humorous. And in these humorous moments, it creates an opportunity. And in these opportunities, it creates a cohesion that allows you to tap into the highest version of yourself. It's the highest version of yourself. And that's why people enjoy going to the club. That's why people enjoy going to church. That's why people enjoy yoga or working out. These are things that stimulate us. And if we're going there with people, places, and things that we share stories with, because we're going to get the stories later on in another lesson, but stories open up a lot of shit. And I think we're going to keep this one between 9 minutes and 11 minutes, right? So we're going to go into the next question, right? Why do you believe elevating beyond the matrix is part of our soul contract, right? Because the matrix is the firmament. The firmament is a system of Zionistic, oppressive, very like lack mindset, conquering versus creating. That firmament is ruled by an era consciousness, and in order to exit the firmament, you got to exit first the matrix. You got to realize that there is an idea of a matrix, and it's not a physical barrier, but it's a state of consciousness and awareness that has been calibrated with your melanin and how much you've atoned and anointed, been anointed with your walk. My DNA, my melanin makes me royalty, and my actions make me a king and queen, right? My DNA is activated. My DNA activates my my melanin activates my DNA, right? So what happens is now that the other 12 strands or 10 strands of DNA is being activated, we have the ability to now bring in divine wisdom, divine knowledge, divine amazingness, right? Only for those that can be still enough and be silent to receive the messages that comes through space and time. Fuck a CERN. Like I collide with particles all the time because I'm a particle. Like, and when I go out to the marketplace, my children collide with particles all the time. They're a particle, right? This question is for the pastors, shamans, and prophets. That first one was for the star seeds and spiritual metaphysical leaders, right? For the pastors, shamans, and prophets, why is ancestral grief not just pain but prophecy? When you can go back to where you came from and look where you came from, and be able to identify what ancestors sound like what, which ones are hurt from what, you can move forward to where you're going, right? Prophecies is just a bunch of potentials that may or may happen based off of the historical documentation of you knowing who you are.
Knowledge of self, know thyself, is the ultimateness of this process in this game, so that you can unplug from the matrix and then replug back in. The second question is, how do affirmations or questions instead of declaration mirror prayer and ritual? An affirmation is, why am I so attuned for healing generational curses? Why am I so divinely aligned with God's greatest gift and glory? Why is my blood and DNA is so melanated, right? Those questions, just like affirmations and statements of truth, questions of truth open the soul. This first video is about really tapping into your soul song, right? Your soul, your portal, your DNA, and doing it, introducing you to me. Now I want to know who you are. If you got this far in the video, let me know who the fuck you are. This is an intro video. Welcome to our class. Just like that motherfucker Tanjiro up there, I'm a demon slayer, and our demons are inside of us. So once you neutralize them, you can elevate them, and then you could be on the ride to your highest self. Tune into the next video where we talk about politicians, chiefs, kings, pimps, pirates, and gang members reclaiming our power. Peace.